educated unemployed is the proper term describing the current college graduate situation. Ironically, in the past 10 years, the number of college graduates has tripled. Yet, the number of unemployment keeps increasing. That is caused by competitive unemployment qualification. As the ICT industry is growing, there is a huge demand for qualified engineers, and it is our challenge to ensure graduated student is ready. Huawei is a leading ICT company that committed to invest in talent development. Higher education reform through collaboration with industry like Huawei will definitely increase student competitive advantage for work readiness, since Huawei has always innovated and developed new technology. Huawei initiated collaboration with university in forming Huawei ICT Academy to make readiness scale and supply qualified talent to enhance the well-being of citizens, improves human capital, and supports achieving economic and development goals.
Hello everyone. As the Dean of Vocational College Gadjah Mada University, Indonesia, I really appreciate the ongoing collaboration between Vocational College Gadjah Mada University and Huawei to the ICT Academy.
My name is Nur Rahman Roshid. I am Huawei Certified Academic Instructor from Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta.
Hard skill improvement are the focus of vocational education through lots of practices on lab or in working environment. University Gadjah Mada is one of many campuses that partners up with Huawei and provide vocational education.
Universitas Gadjah Mada is one of several universities that joined early Huawei ICT Academy. UGM joined in 2018.
Huawei ICT Academy focuses on system strengthening for equitable access to ICT education, improved learning outcomes, and skills development for preparing college students to be work-ready graduates. It also provides training for lecturers to reach their potential and strengthen their ability to become better lecturers.
Huawei ICT Academy program offers a range of benefits for the lecturer. But most important of it is in updating our knowledge. As a lecturer, keeping up with the current ICT development and industry trend is mandatory to support students' learning experience, whose orientation is to get hired by the industry.
When I see Huawei ICT Academy curriculum and material, I'm interested to join as an instructor because it supports students in applying their knowledge to the industry. Moreover, it's easy to access the course and it's always up to date.
Although I only started this year, I finished HCIA, Datacom, Security, Cloud, and I find the material is quite interesting because it is a new experience that completes my prior knowledge in networking.
It has been 4 years till now as a Huawei ICT Academy instructor. It is a wonderful experience and full of activity, such as conducting class on networking, even before Huawei has a talent online platform. Then I've also visited Huawei HQ in Shenzhen with students and instructors from other ICT Academy. It was felt like being in Europe. As an instructor, for sure, I get many benefits, especially from talent online platform. It is easier to deliver course material to students.
Develop with partners, share resources worldwide, and build a leading ICT certification system, creating a sustainable talent ecosystem. ICT Academy's educational activities with youngsters help to address a growing need for intelligent engineers in the industry. In 2021, Huawei participated in Merdeka Belajar Campus Merdeka, or MBKM program from Ministry of Education. The purpose is to give project-based learning experience or through a working environment. MBKM by Huawei matches the technical training of the field of work with a competency following international syllabus standards.
Last year, we collaborated with Huawei ICT Academy in organizing MBKM. This program is outstanding in developing the skills of our students, especially that majoring in Internet Engineering Technology study program of Universitas Gadjah Mada. The students can get certification and authentic experience in applying their knowledge to their project. We hope this program will continue.
Huawei ICT Academy provides impactful events such as regular ICT training, technical days, and ICT competition to enhance their competency.
Good impact, of course. Students are up to date to new technology from Huawei and allows them to update their skill as well. The student network has been scaled up through ICT competition and other international collaboration and innovation programs from Huawei. Confidence level also increases when they hold certificates from Huawei.
There are more than 100 students actively learning, and this year we targeted around 50 people in the HCIA Datacom field. With certification, students will be more confident in looking for a job in the future.
Through competition and an education program, we aim to develop candidates geared to enter a future-oriented digital landscape and ensure that when they leave the university, they can immediately work in the ICT field anywhere in the world.
Langsung kerja, is it possible? Curriculum with industry certification standard will shape a generation that is competent and ready to work.
Hopefully, this amazing partnership can continue smoothly through Huawei ICT Academy. We expect our students increase their competency to compete in global industry.
All the programs offered by the ICT Academy provide the student with technical skills, hands-on experiences, and certifications which ensure the competence of the student so that it is absolutely possible for them to work right after graduation. Thank you very much.
Ready to work? It can be no more problem learning through ICT Academy programs.
深知院和华为从2006年起开始合作，探索了一条产教优势互补、协同发展的校企合作新模式，破解了产教融合难点。学校的课程和企业的证书在校企合作中共生共长，将华为面向在岗工程师的认证培训融入学校人才培养，构建了可以在高职院校实施并能向社会推广的新标准，实现了校企共赢。
站在企业的角度来看的话，对 ICT 人才的需求呢，第一个呢要有一定的理论基础，第二呢要跟行业紧密结合，学习行业最先进的技术。华为其实建立了一个广泛的庞大的校企合作体系，讯方作为一个产业链上华为生态的一部分，我们也帮助华为去和学校进行深度的合作，向产业输送人才，同时我们企业自身也从中获得人才，促进企业自主的发展。
华为认证课程内容与社会需求贴得很紧，技术先进、实用，专业性也很强。在大二期间，得知学校与讯方合作举办了精英班，经过在精英班的学习，现在我也成功通过了华为疏通方向的 HCIE 认证，能有机会去更具竞争力的公司，同时薪资待遇也会更高。
华为的认证课程和其他传统的理论课程是有很大的区别的。首先，华为的认证是针对岗位来进行认证；其次，华为的课程在内容上反映了当前的最新的 ICT 技术；第三，华为的认证课程理论和实践结合得很好，特别适合于职业教育，培养契合企业和产业需求的人才，也是职业教育多年来一直不断在探索的命题。首先要进行校企合作，深度产教融合。在这个过程当中，教师就知道产业的技术的发展方向，知道产业的人才需求的痛点在哪里。第二，学校要大力提升教师的技术技能水平， 我们学院呢，每年都派遣大量的老师学习新的技术，不断迭代更新老师的知识和技能。第三，建设实信室，在校内建设和行业、企业技术水平一致的实信室，让学生在学习期间呢，能够得到充分的训练。
面向未来，深学院将与华为携手，继续深化产教融合、校企合作，努力为产业、行业培养更多高素质技术技能人才。
University of Engineering and Technology Lahore was founded in 1921. I have participated as a student in Huawei ICT Middle East competition 2019 and 20 and represented Pakistan in Shenzhen, China and secured position both from Middle East and Global Final 2019 and 20. After that, I have joined UT Lahore and got selected as a trainer for Huawei ICT Middle East competition 2020, 21 and 22 trainings. My both teams secured first and second position in Middle East 2020, 21 and 22.
The ICT Academy program is a wonderful program started by Huawei, which is helping universities all across Pakistan to participate in the training of their teachers as well as getting the training done for the students in the areas which are required in the workplace, especially advanced domains in ICT field in Pakistan. And the students are able to, after getting the trainings, they are able to get jobs in Pakistan as well as abroad.
In 2003, Al-Khwarizmi Institute of Computer Sciences and Huawei Telecom started collaborated training courses to bridge the gap between industry and academia. A lot of candidates having 4-year professional degrees are working in odd jobs, so Huawei introduced latest ICT trainings to train both teachers and students in practical field to work confidently in IT field.
Well, this program is helping students to get the training from the certified trainers in diverse field of technologies which cover domains which are required within the country as well as abroad. This training is done through the certified trainers. That is why it helps them get the advanced technology with the trainers, which gives them the opportunity to learn through the material which is available through Huawei. So the students are getting familiar with artificial intelligence technologies, networking technologies, communications technologies, data communication technologies, IoTs, and many more. These are required in Pakistan as well as abroad. After the training, they get the opportunity to get jobs as well as have a better opportunity to learn for future endeavors if they want to improve their skills further.
Moreover, Huawei introduced academic
which ensure the competence of the student so that it is absolutely possible for them to work right after graduation. Thank you very much.
Ready to work? It can be no more problem learning through ICT Academy programs.
Distinguished leaders, guests, dear teachers, and all the participants, good morning. Welcome to the first Global Teacher Summit within Huawei ICT Competition 2022 to 2023 Global Final. I'm Bella. It's my privilege for being the host of today and start the summit with everyone here. So please allow me to, on behalf of our sponsor, to welcome all of you and thank you so much for your coming. Welcome. So we are live broadcasting today's event. We also thanks all the participants online for joining us. Thank you. During the summit, we will gain insight into the current situation and the future trends of the ICT industry and share the success stories from Huawei's ICT Academy program. By exposing how this program promotes the cultivation of talent, we'll share our best practice with you and offer a deeper insights into how to improve the quality of talent. We'll also offer you insights into our own experience from hosting ICT competition and further discuss the opportunities and challenges of talent cultivation to explore the digital transforming of higher education worldwide. So at the very beginning, let's warmly welcome Mr. Sun Gang, Director of Talent Partner Development Department of Huawei Enterprise BG, to come on stage and deliver the welcome speech. Let's welcome.
Distinguished guests and teachers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a great honor being here today at the Global Teacher Summit during the Huawei ICT Competition 2022 to 2023 Global Final. On behalf of Huawei, I'd like to warmly welcome and express my heartfelt thanks to all the leaders and professors from institutions around the world, especially to those who have come from afar. Digital technologies is reshaping our modern world. Emerging technologies such as 5G, AI, and cloud computing have become the core productivity of the fourth industrial revolution and are fast-tracking the development of a high-quality digital economy. Digital literacy is essential for the development of the digital economy and is also a basic human right that has been defined by the United Nations for the digital era. As many may be well aware, numerous countries are tracing to develop their digital talent pools and enhance digital literacy. The European Union proposed its 2030 Digital Compass Plan. Japan launched its Digital New Deal policy. Germany updated its digital strategy. The UK released the UK digital strategy, and China announced its 14th five-year plan for the digital economy. And there is one thing that all of those countries have in common: the acceleration and the cultivation of digital talent, so as to ensure the development of the digital economy. As a melting pot of talent, higher education institutions take on heavy responsibilities for the training of individuals. In an effort to develop a world scope of talent, enterprises are actively collaborating with colleges and universities to upskill individuals so as to meet the needs of society and the industry, putting the application of theory into practice. Therefore, school and enterprise cooperation on talent cultivation is trending. Huawei itself is actively engaging in the education domain and is working with colleges and universities to cultivate ICT talent. Using connectivity and cloud computing technologies, Huawei helps accelerate innovative research and teaching. More than 30 of the world's top 100 universities have selected Huawei as their digital transformation partner. In addition, Huawei also partners with colleges and universities worldwide to establish Huawei ICT academies and share the latest ICT curriculum system and project practice, helping students and teachers to grow along with the rapid evolving technological advances, and therefore building up a talent ecosystem of teachers and students. By the end of 2022, Huawei had built Huawei ICT academies with more than 2,200 colleges and universities around the world, covering more than 100 countries and regions, and training over 200,000 students each year. Huawei ICT competitions are an important initiative for the growth of talent ecosystem that is made up of both teachers and students, and also forms essential components of Huawei proposal for fair and just education. As students participating in Huawei ICT competitions will be eligible for free courses and learning materials. They can study, exchange ideas, and prepare for the competitions online. During the competitions, students from around the world will study and grow together to expand their digital skills. All these initiatives and events help bridge the digital skills gap and promote sustainable development around the world. Throughout all these competitions, we have received great support and help from the leaders and professors of various colleges and universities around the world. We truly appreciate it. Today, we are holding the Huawei Global Teacher Summit 2023 to share typical practice of talent cultivation in colleges and universities and discuss various ways to improve the quality of talent development. We can learn so much from each other's successful experience in the Huawei ICT competitions in order to better promote learning, teaching, and development. We will also focus on the opportunities, challenges, and the future trends of talent development. I hope each one of you can share your opinions and various views to expand our vision for the development of future talent. Cultivating people is like growing trees. It takes 100 to grow a tree, but a century to cultivate people. Huawei will continue working with colleges and universities around the world to promote the digitalization of higher education, to continue co-launching innovative initiatives with industries, to cultivate more highly recognized ICT talent, and to co-develop robust ICT talent and enable sustainable development for a brighter, more inclusive, intelligent world. I wish this summit a complete success and good luck to all the contestants in the Huawei ICT competition global final. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sengan, for your best wishes and a warm welcome greeting opening speech. Thank you so much. And I bet everyone already feel the passions of Huawei in education. Thanks. So next, we would like to invite Mr. Himanshu Mahaji, Senior Partner Development Manager, to come on stage and introduce us the journey of Huawei ICT Academy Bridge between schools and enterprises. Let's welcome.
Good morning, Ni hao, namaste. To all the leaders, dignitaries, and teachers, professors, and my brothers and sisters. Welcome you all to the first edition of Huawei Global Teachers Summit 2023. Today, we will introduce all the new updates about Huawei ICT Academy program, a bridge between schools and enterprises. Let's start with the overview. Huawei is a global leader to provide information and communication technology infrastructure and smart devices. With our vision, we are committed to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. Founded in 1987, Huawei is a private company fully owned by our own employees. In the last 3 decades, we have constantly created value for our customers and society at large. Our continuous progress has won us wide acclaims. Huawei has more than 200,000 employees globally, of which more than 55% are dedicated in research and development, resulting in more than 120,000 active patents globally. We serve 3 billion people throughout the world with our operations in 170 countries and regions. We focus on innovation on the basis of customer requirement, customer needs, and invest very heavily in research and development. Due to this, we rank number 4 in global R&D investment. By 2030, we hope that the future will bring improved quality of life, sustainable and green deals, and more comfortable living spaces. We also look forward to the end of traffic congestion and pollution in the cities, fully green energy, and a wide range of new digital services. We dream of robots that can do repetitive work, dangerous work for us, so that we can devote more time and energy to more valuable, creative work and to our own interest. These are the goals that drive exploration in every industry. We have examined the prospects for the intelligent world over the next decade by analyzing macro trends in healthcare, food industry, living spaces, transportation, cities, enterprises, energy, and digital trust. Huawei predicts that by 2030, there will be 200 billion connections worldwide. The average monthly data use on wireless cellular networks per person will increase 40 folds. Global general computing power will increase 10 folds, and data generated worldwide will reach or will increase by 23 folds over 2020. Policymakers and industries leaders have realized how digital transformation can help us grow their own GDP and their productivity. To prepare for the intelligent world and develop the economy, more than 170 countries have developed digital strategies in line with their own domestic situations. Clearly, all countries are aware how important it is to develop digital technologies with so much focus on continuous technological innovation, rapid industrial development, profound digital transformation around the world. There is a huge requirement of ICT talent globally. According to World Bank, there will be a global shortage of 10 million ICT talents in next 10 years. Now let's talk about the Huawei ICT Academy overview. Started in 2013, Huawei ICT Academy is a collaborative program between universities and Huawei to train students in the latest ICT technologies and equip them with the cutting-edge technologies and knowledge to help them master the latest technologies and get more employment opportunities. Demand of ICT talent has been increasing sharply. So Huawei has also been increasing our investment into the ICT academy development. Since 2013, the number of Huawei ICT academies increased from mere 26 to 2,200, with more than 8,000 active teachers and 200,000 students. We look forward to a prosperous ICT talent ecosystem and continue promotion of digital inclusion around the world. Building a healthy talent ecosystem and revitalizing the ICT industry. Huawei builds an ecosystem, education talent ecosystem, to transform students into a valuable ICT talent for the society and prosper the ICT industry through cooperation and colleges and universities. So what we do, we basically do the building of talent alliances. Like these alliances, we name it Huawei ICT Academy, ASCs, IASCs, international organizations. We collaborate with international organizations like UNESCO, GEDC, etc., improving the talent skills. So we enable the trainers from these universities, colleges. We do the collaboration of university and enterprises. We work to develop the talent standards by developing the academy curriculum, by publishing the ICT textbooks, and how to evaluate these talents by way of Huawei certifications. And lastly, but not the least, promoting the talent value by conducting such events like ICT competition, by promoting talent job fairs in different parts of the globe. We try to promote this talent and bring them in front of the enterprises. This year, Huawei has categorized the ICT academies in 3 categories: the Certified Academy, Preferred Academy, and the Advanced Academy. The criteria are there. So these three levels, basically, the basic level is the Certified Academies, which should open a class and must have minimum number of active students. To become a Preferred Academy, they should have a certified teachers and number of students and open the classes, and some certified students also. And the highest level will be the Advanced Huawei ICT Academy. And there are some benefits, and I encourage the regional talent managers to adapt these policies based on the local requirement and can customize and provide more benefits to the academies. Next, let's look at the Huawei ICT Academy Support Center. IASCs, as we call them, are our academic partners certified and authorized by Huawei to support and the development and operation of Huawei ICT Academies. To support the operation of Huawei ICT Academy in a more efficient, flexible, and timely manner, and ensure its smooth operation, we have to also set up the special fund for the ICT Academy support centers. They can enjoy financial and operational support from Huawei. Currently, we have already developed 16 IASs globally to support 380 ICT academies from 15 countries. Huawei enables IASs to support our local Huawei ICT academies to respond and to resolve various issues related to the operation of Huawei ICT academies locally. This will result in quick response to our academies, quick resolution to their operational concerns in their own local language. We further continue to provide platform and course material support to ICT academies directly and through IASCs also. Further, IASCs are expected to support us or support Huawei to assist in assisting developing new ICT academies in terms of enablement and onboarding support, provide teachers training services to our academies wherever they are supporting, assisting Huawei academies in opening the courses, answering their queries, questions about the courses, course material, building lab environments, teaching platforms, and exam voucher application, and so on. And also, they can also help us, assist us in organizing teacher workshops, ICT Academy annual meetings, and job fairs, and any other value-added services like marketing, events, etc. This is a policy for the IASC development this year, and like ICT academies, IASCs have also been classified into 3 categories: certified, preferred, and advanced. So advanced IAC is to support globally and can act as an international talent exchange center. They also get course authorization in multiple languages. This is followed by preferred IAC that is authorized for maybe 2 languages. Could be English and Chinese, and so on. And the last is the certified one. So we also provide preference in terms of, whenever we are conducting some activities, the first preference in the same conditions will go to the advanced IAC, followed by preferred, and then certified. Even for the benefits, regional talent managers can further adapt these policies and give out more benefits to the academies depending upon the local conditions. The most important, the course development. Now let's talk about the course development. So Huawei pays much importance to the hands-on practice during the learning, and all our courses are designed with significant weightage to practical-based learning. Usually we dedicate 40 to 50% of our course duration for practical learning. In terms of theory element, there are plenty of resources, whether you call it course outlines, you call it teaching PPTs, textbooks, instructor lab manuals, student lab manuals, lab setup guides, examination, or end-of-terms questions. And from practical tools, various options are available, like physical labs, online labs, and simulation tools. We have designed curriculum specially for ICT Academy students and have launched various course materials. Now students can get familiar with the technology by learning our general courses to explore their interest in a particular technical direction. They are short duration courses, usually 2 hours to 3 hours or 4 hours. So before a student wants to learn very deep, they can explore which technology or more interested for them. And then after spending a couple of hours on a particular technology, if they feel this technology they want to go for or they want to make their career, then they can go for a professional courses. General courses are typically self-learned basis, whereas for professional courses, we need support from instructors like you so that you can impart proper training, proper learning, proper guidance to the students. So students can choose any of the courses in professional, either in connectivity, cloud computing, or app development. Nevertheless, we are also understood after talking to many university students and instructors that there is a basic literacy courses also which are required, which we call it basically the soft skills. Basically, customer visit, how to handle the customer visit, when someone visit a customer, what are the etiquettes, what are the things they need to keep it in mind. Teamwork, how to work in a team, project management, business etiquettes, time management, and a leadership quality. So we have taken this requirement, and very soon our teams will be coming out with these course materials also, which will be helpful for the students. Further, more details can be found on our Talent website. Further, to visualize Huawei's long-term vision to develop ICT talent globally, we are putting a lots of effort to localize our courses to be more suitable for local conditions, to local students in their own native language. We are working with local educational institutes, academicians, and technology experts to further develop and translate courses for a wider access in global community. Within a short span of time, we have released our courses in English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Spanish, German, Japanese, Korean, and many more languages. And many more languages are under development, and they will be released soon. So right now we discussed the specific courses which has been designed for ICT academies. These are the courses or these are the certifications which Huawei has. So we start with basic level certification, which is associate level, Huawei certified ICT associate. Then student can go for a professional level and can ultimately aim for the expert level. Huawei uses ICT technologies to strengthen the education system, knowledge dissemination, information acquisition, and learning quality, to promote lifelong learning for everyone, and builds a public talent ecosystem. This year, from the academy point of view, we try to focus on cloud computing, IoT, artificial intelligence, storage, datacom, WLAN, 5G. And this year, we have special project also to support basic software courses, which we call it Open EULA or Open GOS. And we will discuss in subsequent slides. Again, one must appreciate the amount of energy, time, and efforts that are being spent by all our experts to localize the courses in different languages in order to assist students to learn the latest ICT technologies in their native languages. Every year, we prioritize the list of courses that need to be localized in a particular language, and we follow up with the experts to complete the translation. We also encourage local teachers from the academias who have time and willingness to support this project. Whoever is ready, who want to support, they can reach out to your local talent managers in your rep offices, and they can bring your requirement to us, and we can also work together. As you know, localization is a continuous process. We would like to take this opportunity to assure you that we are here for long-term committed to complete this localization regularly. In earlier slides, we saw Huawei emphasize on practice-based learning to students in order to make the labs more affordable to the larger community. We are investing continuously to develop online labs, simulators, so that it can reach out to the student faster at a very, very affordable, in a affordable manner. Some of these labs and simulators are already launched for students and teachers, and currently are being used by the ICT academies for learning. However, due to our large technical portfolio, all technical directions cannot be covered at the same time, as no one on this planet can have unlimited resources. Nevertheless, more developments are in progress, and we will keep updating you all about their releases from time to time. You can also get the details, real-time updates about their release on our talent platform. Huawei is also working with university teachers to develop training materials that will improve teaching content in universities and cultivate ICT talent that meets industry requirements. Training material recommended by Huawei ICT Academy is being prepared with university teachers. They cover Huawei certification knowledge and are applicable to universities that provide Huawei certification courses. Textbooks, electronic textbooks covering data communication, big data, AI, and databases are already published and can be downloaded by anyone from Springer. Some of the English versions links are already here. Huawei not only offers the broad catalog of trainings, contents for teachers, but also provide one-stop enablement and platform support. Teachers got the opportunity, or we can say Huawei sponsors teachers for trainings organized by headquarter experts, access to local training resources, and we also sponsor the HCIA exam vouchers to the teachers. However, Huawei provides this enablement support for up to 2 teachers per certification field for each ICT academy. Every year, we organize activities such as teacher forums, annual ICT academy meetings, educational summits, principal forums to promote communication between teaching community, between teachers and students, between educational institutes and industry organizations, and deliver Huawei teacher development ideas. We also established a complete pipeline for training plan publication to HCIA certification this year for teachers. We will add some more new functions on the platform, like teacher registration and online exam scheduling by teachers. At Huawei, we collect continuous feedback from teaching community and work on to improve on the gray areas or the weak areas. Thanks to some of the professors who have given us suggestions to us to further improvise our enablement and engagement program for teaching community. Though we were doing some things, but from this year, we named this program as Academy Instructor Enablement Program and launched it to have more engagements and teachers' technical enablement sessions for all our ICT Academy teachers. We will arrange instructor workshops, instructor seminars at country level, and instructor conferences at the regional level. We will use this opportunity to introduce new courses, new updates, best practices, new challenges, course integration guidance, ICT competition, job fair, classroom equipment setup, online tools, simulators, onboarding support, such as creating and launching the first course, support using the Huawei Talent Platform. Instructor capability development will focus on technical training plus practical boot camp to enhance technical skills of the teachers. We'll discuss more about the instructor enablement camp in the next slide. Instructor enablement camp is designed especially for IASCs and ICT Academy instructors. And this program majorly aims to enhance their practical skills. As we discussed with our teachers, we got the feedback, they want more practical knowledge. They want more hands-on knowledge so that they can disseminate the same to their students. So this camp has been specifically designed to basically focus on the practical skills, upskilling of practical skills of teachers. These sessions will be delivered by headquarter experts with additional focus on multiple network topologies realized on lab, practice experience, and operations guide, and technical doubt clearing session. Technical directions which we have covered in this year includes Datacom, AI, cloud computing, IoT, storage, 5G, WLAN, OpenGauss, and OpenEULA. The requirement is, we are going to launch, I will discuss in the next slide, we are going to launch this. We have already launched this, and we will start the first training or first camp from June. So all the teachers need to do is study the related courses on our talent platform and pass the preliminary skills assessment test to be eligible for this camp. This is the instructor camp plan for different technical directions are scheduled from 19th June for basic software and from 26th June for other directions. To ensure quality and personalized attention to each participant, each technical direction has a maximum cap on participants who can join this camp. As we have only limited seats, nominations will follow the first come, first served rule. Please do not miss this lifetime opportunity. And I hope we can see more and more teachers in this camp. Lastly, talking about our talent platform, at Huawei, we designed the courses in such a way so as to have a clear, logical, chapter-wise, section-wise, unit-wise structure to enable the students to learn knowledge systematically, quickly, and completely. We also invite subject matter experts from various fields who have command on the topic to give trainees the best content and the most professional explanation. We use multiple learning methods like video, homework, sharing, quizzes, and other activities to make learning interesting. So on the platform, you can find high-quality MOOCs, more than 200 different directions, live streaming, online labs, and mock exams. Further, we have optimized our talent platform so that it becomes more simplified and teachers and students can have quick access. Catalogs for academic courses, documentation for admin, teachers, students, it has been properly categorized, and the same can be accessed by teachers and students while going to our talent platform. Further, to support our teachers, we have further simplified our class operations, wherein our instructors can do the registration in 1 minute. We call it four ones. So 1 minute registration, 1 minute to create a class, 1 minute to start a class, and 1 minute to start experiment. So this is something which we have already implemented, and I would request all the teachers to utilize and feedback if you face any problems so that we can do the timely updates. Building a robust talent ecosystem is Huawei priority, comprehensive value management when it comes to developing the talent. To match industry talent requirements, Huawei organizes online and offline ICT job fairs around the world and invites local key enterprises and industry partners. Job fair serves as a bridge to match ICT talent supply and demand. This year, we have already launched this feature on our talent website. And this bridge, you can get a lot of partners and customers opportunities posted on this platform. Students can go, they can see the opportunity, they can register, and they can apply from the portal itself. So lastly, about the competition, we started Global ICT competition in 2015, and every year we find more and more improvements. We are doing something good. And this year, the current version, we have more than 120,000 students from 2,000 plus colleges and universities from 74 countries and regions who participated. Every year, we add some new things in the competition, and this year, we have added computing track in addition to network and cloud. We already have an innovation track, but we opened it for overseas, and we got the overseas teams also. And we also launched the industry competition, wherein we introduced electric power digitization track this year. And I hope few more things will be added in the next edition.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Himanshu Mahajan, for your insightful presentation. Thank you. Okay, yes, he had just shared his insight of ICT Academy program and the perspective of course development and instructor enablement program. Thanks again. We are moving further. So let's warmly welcome Huawei Global Senior Expert in Contract and Commercial Management, Enablement and Training Lead, Deborah Annie Stryden, to come on the stage. She will bring us the topic of the Sky is Limit Huawei's commitment to learning. Let's welcome.
Good morning to all of you. I'm very honored to be here in a room full of the very people that will create our future leaders and change makers. Okay, wait, let me go back. I'm Deborah Ann Stradham. I am both the Global Senior Expert in Contract and Commercial Management, and I'm also the lead for enablement and training for my practice area. And at Huawei, we firmly believe the sky is the limit, and I want to take you through to show you how Huawei is continuously investing and showing its commitment to learning. So we're a global ICT infrastructure and smart devices provider. We find ourselves in over 170 countries and regions. We have over 207,000 employees, of which over 55% of those sit in R&D. We're number 4 on the global R&D investment. We rank number 96 on the Fortune Global 500, and we are number 23 on the Forbes World's Best Employers. So how exactly did we get here? Huawei, over the last 30 years, has grown organically by focusing on ICT to provide products, solutions, and services to 3 very distinct but interconnected groups. Firstly, the consumer, which is you and me. The second is our carriers. Those are the networks. And then finally, to enterprises. And the approach that we have taken has been to see how is information transmitted? How can we do it intelligently? How do we process that information? And how do we store it? How then is the information learnt and inferred? And finally, then, how is that information distributed and iterated? So that then brings us to the nuts and bolts of it, the things that we actually make for not just you and me to use, but our customers and enterprises. And this is everything from devices, smartphones, wearables, smart home devices, intelligent automotive solutions, which is fairly new, but it is at the forefront of technology, with everything from intelligent driving to intelligent sensing to intelligent cockpit. Now that speaks to the me. What about the us? Connectivity. Huawei focuses on connectivity for you and me to the networks and for the networks to us. Through wireless networks, data communications, transport networks, access networks, and core networks. But then we realized that we'd also need somewhere to process and store this information. And that then precipitated Huawei's foray into computing and data storage. But as with everything and the evolution of technology, we have then also moved into cloud, with both public cloud and hybrid cloud. But that being said, Huawei is not blind to what we need to do to make our solutions greener and better. And that is why recently we have consolidated our digital power division, looking at things like smart PV, data center facilities, and also critical power drive 1. So in terms of ICT infrastructure is the bedrock of Huawei, and we will continue from now and into the future, deepening our roots and developing new technologies for sustained leadership. And we will do this through foundational technologies, sensing, connecting, computing, and storage components, but making sure that those are both green and secure, and then taking it one step further into the autonomous networks, not just driving. We'll continue to innovate in cloud and also the application and software ecosystem layer. But what does that mean for the community at large? Well, for Huawei, it is about smart cities, making cities smarter, greener, and more efficient. And then for the devices, the things that we use every single day, that we can't seem to do without anymore. And we've split these into 5 core areas, namely smart office, fitness and health, entertainment, smart home, and easy travel. And for us, it's about delivering a seamless AI life experience to consumers across these 5 major user scenarios. We've gone even one step further, where we have developed our own operating system called Harmony OS. And to drive adoption and inclusion, yearly we run a developers conference for up-and-coming developers to try their hand at making new apps, at innovating, at driving change. Then on to Huawei Cloud. Now, with Huawei Cloud, we take the approach of everything as a service, because we believe that cloud is the foundation for an intelligent world. And we serve global customers and are currently the fastest growing cloud provider in the world. And how do we do this? By providing global accessibility, easier innovation, and also shared excellence. Global accessibility is in our portfolio as infrastructure as a service. Easier innovation is adopted as technology as a service. And shared excellence is expertise as a service. But what does this really mean in brass tacks? Well, cloud allows AI models to run. And we have shown that in the pharmaceutical industry, pre-trained AI models have allowed R&D development in pharmaceuticals to happen as opposed to years in a single month. And that means that the R&D cost is then reduced by 70%. Now let's put that in context. Most medicines that make it onto market spent years in development. With AI-backed models, we can reduce that to mere months. We can leapfrog how we treat disease, all whilst reducing the cost, which translates to those that need the medicines as it being cheaper, more affordable, and more accessible. Then Huawei Digital Power. This is a fairly new division in Huawei, and it is in response to ESG and a focus on Huawei going green. Now, Huawei going green is not a new thing. It's something we've been working on for years. I've been with the company for 13 years, and one of the first solutions I was introduced to was actually our Rural Star solution. It was developed specifically to allow rural communities, where I'm from, in Africa, to connect by using solar. We've further developed this solution and looked at how we could then use this in other ways. So with digital power, we look at clean power generation, energy digitalization, green ICT power infrastructure, integrated smart energy, and then also mobility electrification. And we do this through two types of technologies: power electronics technologies and digital technologies. And then finally, this is the most exciting one for me, especially from a patent perspective, the intelligent automotive solution. And this is where Huawei is focusing on ICT as an aspect to help car makers build better vehicles. Through things like intelligent vehicle cloud services, intelligent vehicle control, intelligent automotive optics, intelligent electric power, intelligent driving, intelligent cockpit, and intelligent communication connectivity. And we do this by integrating into digital power our Harmony OS, because it's not just meant for mobile phones. Ascend computing, our communications technologies, our optical networks, and finally, Huawei Cloud. And we do this because our vision and mission as a company is to bring digital to every person, home, organization, for a fully connected and intelligent world. Not a partially connected world for those who can afford it. And that is why you as educators, you as the drivers for future innovation, for the future leaders in our industry, are so important for us as a company to espouse and achieve this, our vision and our mission. And we hope that you find your voice in this, and that it resonates with you and becomes your mission to help us bringing digital to every person, home, and organization in the world. Now, Huawei firmly believes that you cannot fill from an empty cup. And one of the reasons why we have consolidated our ICT learning programs into this larger ICT program is because we ourselves practice what we preach. In my introduction, I said I am enablement and training lead for my practice area. Because we as a company firmly believe you cannot lead, you cannot grow without being a lifelong student. So us being lifelong students has meant that there has been technology breakthroughs behind the scenes. And it's not just Huawei technology breakthroughs, it's Huawei technology breakthroughs in collaboration with both joint labs and innovation labs. And it's been everything from mathematical algorithms, that being basic algorithms for single RAN, materials science, corrosion-resistant, environmental acceptability, graphene heat dissipation, and cooling technologies. We have over 80 foundational technology labs globally. Now, powering this kind of development is not done haphazardly, and it's not done without thought. Huawei spends an inordinate amount of money every year on R&D. It is usually between 10 and 15% of our revenue that is reinvested in R&D year on year to ensure that we remain at the forefront of innovation and technology. That means that we currently have over 120,000 active patents. And of those active patents, we have bilateral agreements with over 29 companies globally that actively use our patents, specifically now more so focused on 5G. Huawei patents applications number anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 every quarter. And as a company, we've moved from being Innovation 1.0, that means from 1 to N, okay, where it was technological innovation and engineering optimizations. And when Huawei entered the market, that's exactly what we were doing in 2G and 3G. We've shifted gear, though, to Innovation 2.0, where it is vision-driven, where we look for theoretical breakthroughs and technological inventions. And that means things like quantum computing, brain-like computing, micro-LED. We also use this as an opportunity to create a better and sustainable future. And our sustainability strategies include digital inclusion, security and trustworthiness, health and harmonious ecosystems, and environmental protection. And we don't just pay lip service to this. We do this through investments in programs like you are involved in, but also in grassroots, where we have over 120 schools where we provide smart buses so that kids can learn with technology. We firmly believe that the world belongs to the bold, the explorers, and the innovators. In creating the future, we'd like to honor your ability to cultivate your students' ambition, commitment, and insight. And as a parting shot, I'd like to leave you with 10 challenges ahead that we see. From a what perspective, we have 2 scientific questions. From a how perspective, we have 8 tech challenges. And we firmly believe that together we, the we here, can do more and be more. Because we firmly believe that an exciting future awaits in connectivity, AI, smart devices, cloud computing, smart vehicles, and smart manufacturing. And we hope that you inspire your students to step out of their comfort zones, to dream the impossible, to try the crazy. And we thank you, every last one of you, for inspiring others to challenge their limits.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, please be seated. Thank you so much for your fantastic presentation. Thank you. And showing us how big ideas and great innovation start with an idea and a need to bring the digital world to everyone. Let's move further to the success stories from Huawei Talent Cooperation Initiative. We will invite academia experts from different countries with outstanding contribution and results they achieved in ICT talent development. So please join me in welcoming Professor Michael Corradias from Federal Institute of Science, Technology and Education, Paraiba. Let's welcome. Welcome, Professor Michael. The floor is yours.
First of all, good morning. I hope you are enjoying this wonderful seminar here. A lot of powerful content here. I saw many fantastic words here. Innovation, talents, and I wish to talk to you, to tell you about our story, about innovation, about talents, about the Huawei talent ecosystem to develop Brazil ICT skills. That's our story. I hope you enjoy it. First of all, who is IFPB? Who is IFPB? IFPB is a public or free of charge federal institution. We focus on job market-oriented course, and we have our main mission is a social inclusion of young people and adults. We have since the high school with technological training to a master degree course on our institution. We have more than 33,000 students, 21 campus, and a lot of data and costs. You are invited to come to our institution to visit if you want. We have a successful and long partnership with Huawei. How wonderful was the stories we have with Huawei. First of all, we began in Hangzhou at the Huawei Training Center when some of our professors, including me also, to come here. And besides the cloud training we have received there, we learned so much about the Chinese culture. It was a wonderful experience, and we learned so much about Huawei. So we start our history with Huawei. We have some R&D projects to develop new Huawei cloud computing talents. We begin our story. After that, we began our story with Huawei ICT competition. And with this story, the full story is comprised two grand prizes of cloud computing, cloud service, which was fantastic to us. And more fantastic was how big was the evolution of our students that participated during all the phases of ICT competition. And all the content they have learned and the How ICT Academy platform, and how they can develop, the students could be developed and achieve high job positions. Two of them, for example, are working Huawei. They are some special sons to me. We have some R&D projects, and so we begin to go deeper and deeper in this partnership, including the Brazilian government, local, and some more action are doing, okay? In 2023, we established a 5G research network with Huawei Brazil that push our 5G local research network. We have a lot of professors who work with 5G after the training they have obtained in ICT Academy. We come here again for the global finals. it was fantastic to me, to all the students. New labs, new optical communication, and more important for me, the social impact action. I believe, my personal belief is that if you don't make actions that lead to social impact action, you are doing nothing to the society. We have to think about this each day. This is a win-win partnership, okay? We participate in the Seeds of a Future. We train more than 5,000 people. We have established a 5G research network inside our institution, and that leads development for all the region, all the northeast region of Brazil. It was important. We have labs, we have cloud computing, route and switch, 5G. We have provided federal education support to other institutions. IFB is a part of a federal network that comprises 1.5 million of students. So you could provide support to all of them. In a lot of things can do. So our target is to building a stronger ecosystem with federal network institutions, our network. Okay? So we start to support, to enable free training, new structures for Huawei City Academy. Me and other colleagues here work with this. We establish MOU agreements with Chinese institutions to bring new labs and new development skills. We promoting Huawei City Academy in stronger local newspapers. Huawei is a success in Paraíba, my state, for example. Everybody knows Huawei, the Chinese global company. And more important of this is the companies. There's opportunities that our student has in the job market due to this. First, here we have a photo that represents a lot. We have a lot of federal institutions. We have the Ministry of Education, and here we are signing MOU. Several federal institutions sign MOU, and after that they can teach your own students, our students, your professors. We change life with education. Every photo here has a special meaning to us. Every student can pass here, for example, the participation in the Huawei City competition and other things that Huawei City Academy provide to us has changed your life in a different way. It's not a lie, it's what I experienced, what we experience in there. And I have a special, this is a special photos to me. These are our teams, and in the central part are the global winners of the Huawei City competition. They are part of the history of IFB in Huawei. Some of them are working with Huawei, in Huawei jobs, or with Huawei partners, and they change your lives forever. Here we have joint labs, Datacom, cloud, 5G, cybersecurity, and so on. The ribbon is the limit of this. And finally, we use the talent platform to support our undergraduate and graduate courses. We use, for example, the ICT competition as a gamification strategy, okay? Because it provides motivation and engagement. Hard skills, we can develop hard skills. We have challenging rewards about this. Not only the money, equipment, and gifts, but the motivation reward is important also. And development of soft skills. what is the most important in developing new ICT talents today. Teamwork, leadership, self-study. And with this, we support with the How ICT Academy platform, we support undergraduate course. We have a lot of tools there that could help to teach each one, and you are using it. It's wonderful. Finally, we can show a more picture about our development. Here are our students that are now waiting anxious for the results. They want to know what to do. And this is a part of the whole Brazil ICT competition family of Brazil. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Michael Crodias. Thank you for your sharing. Yes, he had just shared with us the outstanding Brazil talent ecosystem experience between Huawei and the Federal Institute of Science, Technology, and Education of Paraíba. So let's invite our second speaker, Mr. Xiong Zhenhua from Shanghai Jiao Tong University, to share the best ICT practice in exploring new ways to develop talents in cooperation between Shanghai Jiao Tong University and Huawei. Let's warmly welcome.
So, how can I please get to the first page? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, I'm Zhenhua Xiong. I'm from the Student Innovation Center of Shanghai Jiao Tong University. And it's my great honor to be here and share the remarkable collaboration and fruitful achievements between SJTU and Huawei. So today I will share the integration classes, competition, and innovation. So what we do, in the past several years. Actually, Student Innovation Center of SJTU was officially established in 2016, which is transformed from the original engineering training center. Also, in that year, we are selected as one of the first for national innovation and entrepreneurship demonstration bases in China. And in 2019, we were designated as one of the Sino-US Youth Maker Center. And the last year, our center also selected as one of the national level innovation and entrepreneurship colleges. So since its establishment, our focus has been on promoting collaboration between university and industry. So over the past 5 years, we have established more than 10 joint laboratories with various enterprises and connected with over 100 companies. So among these partnerships, our cooperation with Huawei has been widely promoted as a model and a benchmark. So in recent years, we have maintained a deep and continuous collaboration with Huawei in terms of joint courses and innovation competitions. So in the past 5 years, we have offered more than 10 courses and conducted over 50 sessions. So moreover, we have won over 20 awards in various major competitions, such as the China College Students Internet Plus Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition, etc. So in recent years, we have maintained a deep and continuous. So the first, I will introduce the collaboration between classes. So let's start with the top left corner. So this is the first course that we collaborated with Huawei. At that time, Huawei was actively promoting NB-IoT and establishing a connection between devices, management, and the cloud. So we gradually introduced this course at SJTU. So initially, we sent several teachers to Huawei ICT Academy for training, and then we jointly taught the course. We conducted the first public lectures at SJTU. So after receiving positive feedback from the students, the course was finally approved and included as a required course in our engineering practice curriculum. So in 2020, we also recorded full English online courses, make the course available to ICT Academy students worldwide. So the course in the top right is the Harmony OS course. So we followed a similar approach. We organized the first camp and conducted faculty training during that period. So teachers who participated in teaching this course at our center also joined the team from High Silicon. Currently, we offer the Harmony OS innovation practice courses every semester at our university. And the other two courses is S&AI and cyber security. So cyber security courses also broke the record for the enrollment students in our university for selective courses. Our courses are not only targeted as SJTU. Since 2019, as part of the East China 5 universities practical teaching base, SJTU, in cooperation with Huawei, has provided 3 courses for the East China 5 universities and other universities in the Yangtze River Delta region. So these courses cover topics such as big data, autonomous driving, and S&AI. So each course accommodates 50 students from 6 to 10 universities. So especially, we encourage mixed team formations. So as a team may consist of students from SJTU, Zhejiang University, Fudan University, etc. So the second part focuses on the competition we have participated in and with Huawei over the years. So the National College Students International of Things Design Competition is one of the key competitions we have involved. So the participating students are usually from one of our elective course. So in 2018, we won the first prize in the national competition with a project based on NB-IoT. And we also launched the NB-IoT elective courses in that year. So in last year, when we introduced the Harmony OS elective course, our team also won the first prize and the Harmony OS Innovation Award in the national IoT competition. So the second nationwide competition is the Huawei ICT competition for Chinese college students. So it is one of the few competitions in the higher education ranking that is sponsored by an enterprise. So from 2019 to 2021, SJTU students has won the top prize in the competition for 3 consecutive years. So last year's champion is currently getting his intern at Huawei. So these positive interactions between academia and the industry is highly meaningful for both enterprise and the university. So the third part, we focus on innovation and include some of the work we are currently engaged in. So in 2020, the School of Entrepreneurship merged into our center. So we made significant adjustment to the entrepreneurship minor program by cooperating with companies like Huawei, Tencent, and Shenzhen InnoX. So our cooperation with Huawei has received strong support from Huawei ICT. We will arrange 48 hours of offline teaching sessions for the students and allowing them to understand the latest technological applications in the industry. So a team from Huawei Cloud Courses also win the Huawei Global ICT competition. They established their own startup company called Workat Technology, which developed an AI-based, low-cost virtual imaging services technology using GAN networks. So since 2017, we have introduced a new paradigm for talent development, integrating courses, competitions, and entrepreneurship. So over the past 5 years, we have offered a total of nearly 65 courses with over 160 sessions, reaching a curriculum audience of nearly 10,000 individuals. In terms of competition, we have organized over 100 events and involved more than 7,000 students and achieved over 200 awards. So in conclusion, we organized an annual conference for industry communications in SJTU, and we are especially grateful for the support we have received from the companies, particularly Huawei. So we hope to continue cooperating with more universities to advance the development of ICT talent and embark on a new chapter together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Xiong Zhenhua, for a great innovation project case sharing and experience between Huawei and the Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Thank you. So now we would like to invite Professor Mohammed Bashir Muazu, PhD Head of Department Computer Engineering, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, to come on the stage and present a talent development in Nigeria and IASC cooperation between Huawei and Ahmadu Bello University. Welcome.
Good day to you all, and it's a pleasure to address this gathering to tell our story on sustaining talent development in Nigeria through the Huawei ICT Academy Support System Center. We're just going to give a brief introduction about our university and how the relationship with Huawei started and where it has taken us to, and how that relationship has made us a friend of Shenzhen. I will explain shortly. Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, is a federal university in Nigeria. Excuse me. And it was founded in 1962 as a Northern Region University by the then Premier of the Northern Region, Sir Ahmadu Bello, who incidentally the university was named after. It became a federal university in 1975. We presently have over 70,000 resident students spread across 19 faculties and 108 departments. And when the university was formed, the cardinal principle was actually for imparting knowledge and learning. We've now contextualized that in contemporary times to say that learning knowledge and learning process must lead to production of graduates that will contribute effectively to national development. And that's why when Huawei approached the university in 2018, it became just a marriage, a very convenient marriage, being that Ahmadu Bello University is the largest and most cosmopolitan university in Nigeria. And Huawei is actually the leading ICT solution provider company in Nigeria. So it was just a convenient, a win-win situation for both parties. We signed an MOU with Huawei in October 2018 to establish the Huawei ICT Academy. And then as from 2019, we joined the ICT competition in 2019 and came to represent the Southern African region at the global finals in Shenzhen here in 2019. And our team actually came third in the network track in 2019. However, when we came to Shenzhen in 2019, through the competition, we got to establish some collaboration with the Southern University of Science and Technology in Shenzhen. So we have a partnership, a collaboration with SOSTECH in Shenzhen, which led to a collaboration with the UNESCO International Center for Education Innovation, which is hosted by SOSTECH. And now we're a partner of the International Institute of Online Education, which operates under UNESCO ICH. So that's why, you see, because of that relationship with Huawei that brought us to Shenzhen, has led us to other things. Then, in that 2019 and 2020, we also had students that came here on the Seed for the Future competition. The 2020 representative from our university that came for Seeds for the Future also led us into another relationship with the Shenzhen Institute of Advanced Technology. So currently we have three of our staff that are doing their PhDs at CIET in Shenzhen. So that's why I said because of Huawei, our university has also become a friend of Shenzhen. So now, with respect to the competition, before we move on to the ICT Academy Support Center, with respect to the competition, like I said, at the fourth edition, our university team came third in the network. At the fifth edition of the competition, our team won the grand prize in both cloud and network tracks. At the sixth edition, our team won the grand prize in cloud competition, in network competition, and the first position in cloud competition. And for the seventh edition, we've come with 3 teams, 2 in cloud track and 1 in innovation. And I think maybe in a few hours' time, we'll know how far that has gone. So in terms of that relationship with Huawei, because of the need to be able to change the perspective of the kind of students we graduate, we feel it's very important that we have students that will integrate what they learn in class with industry experience and exposure. And Huawei ICT Academy provided that platform because it will enable students to be able to acquire knowledge and exposure to the latest IT technologies, and which will lead them to having certifications. And then we also had the internship opportunities as part of the agreement. And we're proud to say we're contributing a lot to the IT talent pool in the Nigerian ICT and indeed the global ICT ecosystem. Since 2018 that we joined with the Academy program, we've trained more than 1,800 students, and more than almost 70% of them are certified at either at the HCIA, HCIP, or HCIE level. Indeed, all our HCIE products are actually now working with Huawei and several others. We have quite a number of students who are either staff of Huawei or Huawei partners or doing their internship with Huawei. One other very important thing also is the fact that we've been able to integrate part of the HCIA and HCIP curriculum into programs, some conventional degree programs in our university, especially in my parent department, which is the computer engineering program. And as such, we now have a specialized option for computer engineering, which is the computer engineering AI option, and we've also started a master's in artificial intelligence in our system. And all of this were because of the relationship we've had with Huawei. And incidentally, when I gave those numbers of our students that have been winning grand prize or other positions in Huawei, more than 70% of those students are actually from the computer engineering department in my university. So now, because of some of these numbers, we've also hosted, in collaboration with Huawei Nigeria, 2 job fairs, one in 2019 and one in 2021. And this gave most of those students, those in the academic program, and also to attract others to the academy program. And quite a number of students got internship or employment opportunities with Huawei or their partners or their partner companies. And we actually have a Huawei lab established by the university with a series. So this also provides the students, apart from having access to some of the Huawei simulators and cloud services, we also have labs where the students have access to opportunities to deal with live devices. But we're also grateful that Huawei Nigeria allows our students to come and spend time, either internship or boot camp, to work with live devices in live scenarios. So these are some of the courses and certifications that our academy runs at both HCIA and HCIP level. Now, because of all of these things and how much that relationship has influenced the academic program in Nigeria, and with all those numbers in terms of people who have been trained and certified, and the performance of the academy at national, regional, and global levels of the ICT skills competition, Huawei Nigeria decided to upgrade the academy into an academy support center. It's the first and so far the only one in Nigeria. So essentially, we now micromanage some aspects of the academy program on behalf of Huawei Nigeria. And the key one actually is in order to nurture new academies to be able to stand on their own, essentially by conducting the train-the-trainer sessions for training of instructors, which will eventually lead them to getting certification. We signed the MOU for the upgrade of the academy to an academic support center in November 2022, as you can see there. So these are some of the numbers with respect to the TTT. So far in 2022, when we commenced the TTT in Datacom Security, AI Storage, and Cloud, we've trained 205 instructors from 5 universities, 2 polytechnics, and 1 college of education. And 96 of them so far are certified instructors. In 2023, we've been able to onboard 5 new academies and trained, so far we've trained 86 instructors in AI and cloud. And I think the last training just ended some few days before we came for the competition. And these institutions, there are 6 universities and 2 polytechnics. And so, you know, the whole idea now is these instructors, when they go back to their institutions, will also train students, and then we, see the multiplier effect. from 96 trained instructors, they will go on and train hundreds and hundreds of students who will end up becoming certified, having the requisite skills, ready for the 21st century IT ecosystem. And so I would like to end by giving you an insight or scenes and sights from our university. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Mohamed Bashir Muazzir, for your wonderful speech. Thank you. Yes, he's giving the deep insight on how Ahmad Bello University IASC supported in developing talent ecosystem in Nigeria. So please join me in welcoming Professor Abdul Latif to sharing ITB ICT academic experience in Indonesia with the new ways of learning as far. Let's welcome. Okay, enjoy.
Okay, good morning, teachers and guests I respected. Today, I am honored to share my perspective on my ICT Academy and the art of learning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Abdul Latif from ITB Indonesia. ITB stands for Institute Teknologi of Bandung. And Bandung is the name of city in Indonesia. If you have been to Indonesia, maybe you know Jakarta and Bali. Bandung is near Jakarta. Sorry, Jakarta is the largest and the capital city of Indonesia, and Bandung is near Jakarta. If you come to Indonesia, please come to our campus. ITB was established in 1920, so it's already 103 years old, and we already changed a lot of name here, from the Dutch name, the Japanese name, and the Indonesian name. We have been partner with Huawei more than 10 years. Maybe I think before the ICT Academy exists. Before we have Huawei training center in Indonesia. And right now, we is appointed as a Huawei ICT Academy Support Center. This is our lab. Until now, we already open around 50 classes from datacom, security, AI, big data, storage, cloud services, cloud computing, and 5G. And we are already teaching around 700 students, and we already get more than 130 HCIA and HCIP students. And we also get more than 20 awards from Huawei, most of which obtained from Huawei ICT competition. We have also lab environment for datacom, cloud computing, and AI. From 2018 until now, we always are the winner in Indonesia, and 3-time winners in regional and 2 times in global. 2018, we are winners in network track and 3rd winner in regional network track. In 2019, we are the first winner in network and cloud track in Indonesia and in regional, and grand prize winner for global cloud and network track, and so on. I will not be read everything. We just next to the next one. A lot of my colleagues ask me what we do to be a champion. I just said, I just focus on the student, because this is a student competition. There are will be used to competition. Students need a lot of material. For example, in cloud track, they need to know about cloud computing, cloud services, big data, AI, server, database, and so on. So we need to encourage them, to make them love to learn. How to make them love to learn? Let's discuss it. First, by default, learning is not fun. For students, learning is not fun. What makes learning is not fun? First, they don't like the material. Or they don't know what the material for, but they have to do it. So they are not interested and not motivated to learn, and they become depressed. Or the second one, this is the biggest one, they don't like us. I don't want to talk about the bad teacher here, because I know we are here a greatest teacher all around the world. But I want to remember us. We have a lot of homework. First, how to make the learning material look interesting. Next, how to make them love to learn, and how to be a good and fun teacher. First, make they know about the material in a simple way. Some people said the Huawei material is a little bit difficult, so make they know what the material is for. In ITB, before we start the Huawei course, we held initial briefing to introduce what course will be held and what this is course about. We tell a lot of them, we discuss this course about this, and so on and so on. So they know. The next one, make it real. Example, for Huawei cloud services, it is easy because they use a real environment. I just tell the student to make a real cloud app. And after finishing cloud service, I allowed them to use the cloud app to create their own apps to explore. But I need to pay it. Next, for HCIA storage, because we teach the student to configure the Ocean Store server, but they don't have Ocean server in their home, so we make open source or free NAS server for students to study, to learn, to touch with the device and make it themselves, and they can use in their home to back up the data and so on. For HCA Datacom, we just tell the student they can configure their home Wi-Fi and so on. The next one, don't make them depressed. Make it fun and give them time. To reduce the study time for students, I make the video of theoretical material. So they can play every time they have time, they can pause, they can fast forward and play back. So in the class, we just focus on discussion and lab. With this technique, we can save about 75% of the time in class. For example, the 2-hour material in classroom, I can compress to become 15 to 30-minute video, because we can cut unnecessary content and delay like silent and so on. We can remove it. And last, be a good and fun teacher. We need to understand them and engage with them. We have the generation gap between them. We are millennial and they are generation Z. They born in internet era. Previously, it was difficult to us to find resource to study. Now, there are so many resources for learning. The challenge is to choose which resource is more important to students. So, we must show them what they can choose, introduce them briefly what the material about, and tell now the real problem can be solved from that material. And then, the intention span. They are fast intention span and we are slow. We need to check that our attention to us. So with the video material I'll make, they can adjust their speed. The last, engage wisdom. Make a safe space for students, make it fun, encourage exploration, discovery, creativity, and be flexible. This is the photo of me. And when we do the selection stage for ICT competition cloud track, that are taking or written tests from cell phone with a deadline of the food arrive, the fast food arrive. So who is the faster? The fast food or the student take their exam? And next, building two-way communication. Communication is two-way, not one-way. What I do before and after the class, I'll always chat with the student outside the class. Everything. Let them trust us. If they already trust us and make a bonding, they will be talk and active in class. The last, I focus on coaching, not transmitting knowledge in class, because they already have a lot of knowledge resource, include the video I make before. So, that's all I can share about learning is fun. Let's go back to ICT Academy. However, success does come overnight. It takes persistence, patience, and commitment. We encourage students to maintain their enthusiasm to work hard and never stop studying. We also acknowledge the importance of programs that Huawei provide. We hope that long-lasting cooperation and collaboration between ITB and Huawei will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Abdul Latif, for your sharing. Thank you. Yes, we hope that the audience enjoyed your talent experience in Indonesia and approach in talent cultivation. We once again thank all the speakers for sharing wide and various experience of talent development in different countries. And we think all the audience will take away the new ideas and the thinking to leverage and apply in their own countries. So now we would like to invite Mr. Roy Pradono to introduce talents competency in collaboration with the government, enterprise, and educational bodies. Let's welcome. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Ni hao ma. I'm trying to speak Chinese a little. Okay, my name is Rai. I am from Indonesia, and I am a ICT ecosystem manager in Indonesia. And this is the presentation about how Indonesia create the ecosystem of the training. Or the learning, yeah. It's not only training, but learning. Our topic is here is collaboration with government, enterprises, and also educational bodies. Okay. Before we start present about how Indonesia implement the learning cultivation, we see the facts in Indonesia. We need to explain about situation in Indonesia. This is the news in Indonesia that you can see that many students graduate from the universities. But ironically that after their graduation, they sometimes cannot directly work. It is a very bad situation in Indonesia. They already graduated but not working. Why? We have to know about this one. Okay, this is the outlook of the ICT Development Index Indonesia. We know that it is a good improvement in Indonesia you can see that in 1929 it was 5.32, 5.59, and 2021 is 5.32. It is increasing, but the problem is that Indonesia is a very big country. It means that not only in Jakarta or Java, but also the other province in Indonesia that sometimes the ICT development is very low. That's the problem in Indonesia. This is the map of Indonesia. We have already around 69 ICT Academy partners already cooperated with Huawei, but we can see that the 32% is in Java. Yeah. And also our president, Indonesia committed to create the digital talents. In 5 years, is 3 million digital talents. It is our challenge because it means that we have to create around 600,000 digital talents every year. And how we can reach them? Reach it, where to go? First, in Asia, we have a Huawei Asian Academy. It is one way that we can try to create or cultivate the student, to cultivate to learn about the technology. I will skip it. And then we have the first thing that the general strategy in Indonesia, first that we have to align the talent supply and demand gaps. That's the problem is the gap. That's why they graduate but not work. They're ready to work. The second one, he align with the Indonesian government. And the third one is constructing the IT system that we do now. And the fourth one is building local Huawei talent resources. We call it the Huawei talent pool resource. And this is number of that we already achieved. It's around 70,000 total, but in students around 30,000 in 2 years. Okay, it is the typical learning method. The first, we usually like this. It is training, only the training. A student comes to the university and we do the qualification. Teacher will teach, and sometimes we cooperate with the vendors, for example, Huawei, and they graduate. Are they competent? We don't know. Are they ready to work? We don't know. Okay, that's why in Indonesia we try to create the integrated platform. We call it integrated platform. It's a very little bit looks like a complex things, but it is not complex. For the first thing, we have to make the standardization. Standardization, it means that we can see here, I will skip it. In Indonesia, we have a national standardization, qualification framework. We call it in Indonesia, bahasa Indonesia is KKNI, atau Kerangka Kualifikasi Nasional Indonesia. And we can see that there are 9 level of the standard. That the lower level is operator and the expert. And we can see that the Huawei certification is mostly in a level 5, 6, or 7. And also we will cooperate with not only the university but also in high school level, vocational high school level. Okay, it is the first one. The second one, we do the talent cultivation that we already do right now. But it is not enough. We have to expand not only the cultivation, but we have to create the collaboration with other parties. For example, the most important thing is our government. We create some programs with government to make a very deep program, so they can not only do the training, but also they can get something that more deeper learning. For example, I can show you after this what program that we already implement in Indonesia. And the most important thing that our program is not only for training, cultivation, and graduate get certification, but the important thing that they get job. That's why the other stakeholder that we have to collaborate with is our partners. We have in Indonesia, we have around 400 partners that we can collaborate with. We can do the job fair, we can do the job matching, job channeling or something. And also after that, we have to collaborate with association. For example, the Apticom, Chorus, and other association. Yeah. Okay. This is the how to implement in Indonesia. First, it is the typical learning. We have to first change our mind. Yeah. Not only doing the training, but we have to create we call it project-based learning. It is implementation. How to implement the technology into the real world, into the project. Yeah, we can also see that the role of teacher is not teachers, but they have to become a mentor. Yeah, they are mentoring. And also, we collaborate with the other stakeholders, for example, the government. And what the result of the project-based learning, they can have, first the benefit is they can, do research about the project-based learning. And the second one is to create the innovation. Yeah, we collaborate with our government to convert their learning into the credit semester. Yeah, so they only do the one semester doing the project-based learning, but they don't need to sit on the class. Okay, it is the third benefit. Yeah, if you do this, I believe that they are very competent and ready to work, and the company they find them to work in their company. Yeah, it's the fourth benefit. And the other benefit that we will try to implement in Indonesia is that innovation, they can create the publication and also patent is possible. Yeah, but the last steps is not implemented yet. We're still doing that. Okay. This is the sample of the implementation in our government. It is the cooperation with the Ministry of Education. We call it Merdeka Belajar. It's a freedom learning. Yeah, we have until now we have a fifth batch, and attracting more than thousands students to come. Yeah, to join, and it is equal to 900 learning hours. This is also cooperation with the other ministry, is the Ministry of ICT. We create the program named the Digital Talent Scholarship. Every year we train around more than 1,000 to 2,000 students. Yeah, the most important thing that the result is very increasing. Yeah, for example, in a regular program, the passing rate of the certification is only 34%, but using our government program, it increased until 53%. Okay. Okay. I think this is my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan Pradona, for your presentation. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for building a remarkable foundation for a comprehensive talent ecosystem development in Indonesia, in high touch with government, educational bodies, and enterprises. And our final speaker with case sharing today, we invite Mr. Charles Law, Middle East and Central Asia Talent Development Manager, to introduce the ways of the Huawei ICT competition recognized by government and the industry. So now, let's welcome Mr. Charles Law. Welcome.
Good morning. Today, I will share a story about the regional final of ICT competition, which happened in our region. Huawei ICT competition 2022 Middle East and Central Asia is the largest and most influential ICT talent exchange event in our region. The ICT competition is aimed at promoting the healthy development of ICT talent ecosystem and support the integration of industry and education. Huawei, together with Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, MTCIT of Oman, and Oman Tel, held the regional final in December 2022. At the regional final, 2 members of the Omani royal family, more than 60 government officials, ambassadors from multiple countries in Oman, more than 60 CXOs of Huawei partner, and the PACD director and the CEO of Oman office entered the ceremony. I'm proud to say that during the event, we launched the Talent Cultivation Policy, Eagle Talent Program, Huawei Certification Scholarship Program, and Women in Tech Accelerator. The Omani royal family entered the ceremony and presented awards to the winners. The minister and the director of the MTCIT delivered speeches. The director of the MTCIT presented the awards to the winners. MTCIT endorsed the Huawei certification. Oman Tel sponsored the event venue. Oman Tel CEO and the CPO divide the speeches and endorsed the Huawei certification. Mentioning the talent topic of Oman version 2024, the Minister of MTCIT announced the Omani Talent Development Scholarship Program, which is the 3 partnership between the MTCIT, Oman Tel, and Huawei, with the financial support of the Oman Tel. In the next 5 years, the Omani students who obtain the Huawei HCIA and HCIE certifications will provide with the bonus of $450,000. Training and certify the students and recruit the students through Talent Bridge platform, combining with the training, certification, employment, and platform to promote the closed-loop management of the talent venue, which is our main task in the talent ecosystem in 2023. We pay special attention to improve the operation quality of the ICT Academy and recommend the ICT Academy students joining Huawei and joining Huawei partners. The Eagle Talent Program was released at the regional final, distributed the internship offer to the students who practiced in the regional final. After they arrived the Huawei local office, the Huawei local office will provide with the best the Huawei mentors and directly joining Huawei through internship difference. Currently, the 11 ICT Academy students had been recruited in 2023. As a government ministry, aligned with the national ICT talent cultivation in the Oman version 2024, the meeting of the communication ministers of GCC countries was held in Oman during the regional final. The communication minister of Oman invited the minister of GCC countries to enter the award ceremony and witness the achievement of the talent cultivation in Oman. As a top one communication operator, support the MTCIT achieving ICT talent development target, undertaking the social responsibility of national ICT talent cultivation, vegetation cultivation, and attract excellent graduates. Help the ministry achieve the 2024 national version. Help our partners achieve business success. Attract the talent. Collaborate with the top university, building the talent alliance is our Huawei side. Yeah. For the university side, think about it. The ICT competition awards ceremony was held on your university campus. The attend and deliver speeches by the Minister of Education, the Minister of Communication, ambassador to your countries, CXOs of top company, and the president of the top university. How exciting, yeah? So please, let me once again thanks for Sultan Qaboos University. The next, I will thanks to my headquarter colleagues for holding this grand event. Thanks to all the distinguished guests for attending. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Charles Law, for your presenting. Thank you. And sharing your experience of conducting ICT competition. Thank you. Now we finalized with sharing talent practice from different countries, and we thank all the speakers and experts for their great contribution in talent ecosystem development in their own countries and shared with all of us their experience. Huawei actively participates in the national policy of integration of industry and education and cooperation between schools and enterprises, supports the teaching reform of colleges and universities with the latest industrial technology and achievements, as well as establish the talent training mode of collaborative education and collaborative innovation with colleges and universities to jointly promote industrial development. In the future, Huawei will improve the quality and scale of Huawei ICT College, create high-quality courses and teaching material system, hold Huawei ICT competition and Huawei Talent Alliance, deepen the cooperation between schools and enterprises, and improve the digital skills of college talents. Next, we will enter the panel session together. We will listen to the experience and insights of experts from different fields and discuss together. And now, all the sharing experts and our guests are already on the stage. Let's give them the warmest applause for welcoming. And the moderator of panel session are Ms. Tamara and Professor Thomas Snyder, and invited academia experts. Their panel topic is challenges and opportunities to cultivate ICT talents. Now, I may give the floors to them. Please enjoy.
Good day, everyone. Let me once again welcome you to the Global Teacher Summit. You know, today is my great honor to be a co-moderator of a panel discussion on such exciting minds topic, which is dedicated to the topic that challenges and opportunities to cultivate ICT talent. And you know, we have today very many guests invited from different countries. We have our moderator, and firstly, I would like to say that I do anticipate that today we are going to have a passionate talk on the topic, and we will have a lot of experience sharing and views and perspectives, and from our guests from different countries, academia, which are presenting overseas. And I would like to say that for you to stay tuned during the whole discussion, because you will have the opportunity to pose questions to our moderators, to our speakers from countries, and I would like to also hear from you about the perspectives in your local countries. And firstly, let me start by introducing, as moderator of today's panel discussion, our honored guest, Professor Thomas Schneider, CEO of Association of Pacific Rim Universities. ARPU is a consortium of 60 universities research of the Pacific Rim, and throughout his career, Professor Thomas has held academic and administrative positions for 4 global regions: North America, Asia, Europe, and Middle East. So dear guests, please warmly welcome our honest guests, and I welcome you experts today from different countries. And Professor Thomas, I will pass the floor to you, please.
Yes, can everybody hear me? So it's really a pleasure for me to be here, and I would like to say to everybody, Nien Men Hao, who speaks Chinese here in the audience. I'm very pleased to be here and to moderate this panel discussion about challenges and opportunities to cultivate ICT talent. So welcome to all, as Deborah Ann said before, to all bold ones in this room, to all explorers and all innovators. It's a pleasure for me to introduce the distinguished speakers on this panel, starting with Professor Stephen Kiama, Vice Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, who joins us from Kenya. Maybe everybody could raise his hand just to make sure that you identify yourself well. And then I'm happy to also see on the panel from Spain, Mr. Suresh Kumar Kamachi-Sundaram, from Let's Learn IT Spain. From Turkey, Dr. Yunus Özen from Yalova University. From Bahrain, Bahrain Polytechnic, Dr. Omar Bani Fayyad. From Egypt, Suez University, Professor Ahmed Mohamed Abdelaziz Osman. And finally, from Cape Peninsula University of Technology in South Africa, Mr. Walden Hendricks.
Please welcome all our speakers, please.
So thank you so much for joining us here, and I'm very grateful for the distinguished earlier speakers this morning who gave us such a comprehensive overview and survey of the challenges and opportunities of ICT. So there's, I would say, little for me to add here, but I just wanted to give you like the big picture before we go to the panel questions. As everybody in this audience knows, the last maybe 10, 20 years have seen a transformation of unprecedented pace and magnitude in the history of humanity that was driven by information and communication technologies. Those technologies have started to shape and influence every aspect of this planet. And so, as you can imagine, the demand has become enormous for people, for talent, who understand those new opportunities and who are also able to handle that from a technological, from a societal standpoint. So ICT talent creation is very important. The labor market demands it, the national and global economies demand it. Now, traditionally, the stalwarts of education and knowledge creation have been universities. They have been around for hundreds of years. But it has become, a question whether these universities are agile and nimble enough to provide the skills that the new world of ICT actually needs. So there's a real skills gap, as many of the previous speakers have mentioned. One of the ideas that is realized by ICT Academy by Huawei is to bridge the gap between the traditional universities and the industry sector that is more practice-oriented, that is more entrepreneurial. So this is the basic idea, and that is the topic of the alliance that Huawei has created. So I would want to jump from here into the first question right away. And the first question is the broadest framework question, and goes to Vice Chancellor Stephen Kiama. So if you could just describe in a couple of seconds, rather than minutes actually, how would you describe the impact that ICT has had on higher education, or will be having on higher education? Are there ways that institutions like yours can adapt to match the demands of the fourth and incoming fifth industrial revolution? And give us maybe an example from your institution, the University of Nairobi, how you tackle the digital skills gap. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, when we went to school ourselves, there was very little of ICT. And all the information that we received from our professors directly, and we recorded the notes, and that's what we read. Today, fast forward, is that the information is available on the internet platform. So students can be able to access that information. You can be able today with the ICT to listen to the best professors in the world. You are not limited to only the professors hired by your university. The universities have possibilities to collaborate and to access information from the collaborating institutions to ensure that the information the students continue to get is global. However, there remains a challenge. And the challenge is of exclusion, because if you do not have the gadgets or the costs, particularly in our region, the cost of data is expensive. So you find that the students are not able to access, and there is differential access, therefore, to information. Yet those students are expected to go and serve in the same market. There is need to collaborate, to work with others, to ensure that we bridge this divide. What we have done at least University of Nairobi, we have worked with the Huawei to support us in establishment, for example, a smart classroom, where the teachers and the students are able to interact. We also are working with the industry to ensure that the students also have access to what is available in the industry. There is definitely need to ensure that no one is left behind in this era of ICT. When we come to the fourth and the fifth industrial revolution, the issue of the Internet of Things, etc., and now the issue of also ensuring that the human, the people, the values of a person are also incorporated, to ensure that there is, because you can be reached wherever you are, and you can easily be engaged 24 hours. There is need to ensure that we begin to incorporate a perspective of knowing that these are human beings, and there is only too much that can be done within a certain time. And begin to partition this. For example, when we began the issue of virtual learning, there was a problem of knowing when do the classes start and when do classes stop. before the professors were used to entering into a lecture theater and finding students there. Today, you teach students from wherever they are because they are interconnected with their gadgets. But how does one professor then exit the class and another new one and then another one come in to start teaching? And there was a challenge that you find one who would start the class and continue beyond the time. So there is need to begin to rethink the regulations and the rules that need to be applied to ensure that people begin to know when you connect and when you disconnect these gadgets. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it's one of the important features of this panel that we have so many insights from different parts of the ICT cosmos. So my second question goes to our guest from Spain, Mr. Kamajisundaram. And we just heard a little bit before even about the skills gap, and this is also a matter of trust. Even though universities try to compensate and to integrate many of the new technologies and skills into their curricula, the industry sector does not necessarily trust that those people actually have the training and the skills they need. So the question would be, what is your opinion on the ICT skills of graduates? What skills do they actually have in terms of scope and level? And how can we develop a roadmap of industry skills that then the students can then actually use and leverage towards their careers?
Thank you, Professor. Can you all hear me? Yep. The ICT is nothing new. I'm not going to tell anything new here either. I'm going to touch on a few things. Start with technical knowledge. It starts with the basic operations and the updating technology for increased efficiency. And also the ICT can be used in online research to collecting valuable information using internet. Nowadays, the social media is the very big thing. So social media management is a very key thing to developing strategies. The data management, the data is a huge source of information to make decisions, collaborations. Last but not least, we use for the problem-solving skills for the graduates and the students that have it, so they become valuable assets to both institutions and the industries. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much. We will come back to 2 or 3 aspects of your answer in a bit. Just to stay a little bit within this problem of the gap between universities and maybe the industry sector. The idea is, of course, to integrate technologies and certificates into the curricula in order to bridge the gap so that the industry sector could then recruit students who are actually well-skilled and can solve the problems that come up in their sectors. So I have 2 questions that relate to this problem, and the first goes to Professor Yunus Özden. So the idea of the Huawei ICT Academy is that their platform that is really the most valuable approach to solving that gap in expertise and also a learning method. And how would you think, what is the easiest way to implement the ICT Academy courses in your institution? What are the challenges and how can you overcome them?
Thank you. The ICT Academy of Huawei has some difference from other learning platforms. Some technology vendors are creating their own platform to teach only their devices and their technologies they develop. But Huawei ICT Academy, I think, has a broad perspective that provides courses for computer engineering and IT related fields, and as well as new technologies like IoT and AI and other technologies. As Mr. Himanshu presented, the curriculum also developing every year and new versions. Now the curriculum also has textbooks of several courses. While teaching on university, you need video materials, textbooks, questions to ask, homeworks, and simulation environment or some environment to make some practices. And now Huawei ICT Academy I think our courses are provides many materials to integrate to your courses. In our practice in Turkey, we have two approaches. One approach is making the course an elective course in the university, and every student can choose it. And after passing the course, taking the certificate, university gives the credit. Some of the universities in Turkey, we are applying it. And the second approach is embedding the material to the courses already opened. Most of the universities are using it. We have, for example, networking courses, IoT courses, and AI courses. We embed Huawei materials, and we use all of the materials, with slides, videos, and other text. I think the system is improving. We are always discussing with Himanshu and other responsibles that we need more materials, textbooks, everything, and they are providing, and it's improving. One of the other challenge is the language barrier. Local students may not, maybe they don't want to join an English class somehow, but now, as you see on this slide of, again, Mr. Himanshu, the curriculum is also translating, localizing, and we have local languages also, but in our, now we are translating it to Turkish, but in practice, we are using the same slides provided with the video and teaching in our language, and they are getting used to then they watch the English videos and English textbook, and it's getting easier. In Turkey, in our experience, the ICT Academy materials are really welcomed, and universities like it. One of the challenges of integrating the course is convincing the university administrations. Now in our practice, we have an R&D center and an ICT in enterprise umbrella. We are getting support from R&D center to giving the courses. Maybe they have a student branch. The students are spreading the word of ICT Academy. And I think we like it in Turkey.
Oh, Dr. Yunus, that's an interesting position. I actually wanted to ask you, as you said that you succeeded to align course materials from Huawei, and sorry, I just mispronounced, sorry, your name. So I had a question for you. If the University of Yalova can also think over to make the integration of due to course localization could help the integration of curriculum as well in your system. Okay.
My question, yeah.
Yeah, just I'm asking the speaker we were talking about the course integration. I'm asking you. So, do you think that course localization should also support integration as well?
Yes, because it's because the curriculum is hard to modify firstly. Then the materials provided are including new technologies and new maybe because the contents is really improving and it's easy to integrate, right?
Yeah, because I was thinking that maybe Turkish language is like one can be also a course, core point that could make even easier and smoother and more efficient your even other directions which could be integrated as well in your university, right?
Yeah, language is a barrier, but in ICT, English is the main language, you know, and some universities providing fully English maybe majors. Some are half English, half Turkish majors, and half are fully Turkish. But the ICT language is mostly English, and they are getting used to. They are, I think, putting effort to learn English language as well. So year by year, the new generation doesn't feel that barrier, and they are into the English courses. It's getting more.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for this additional insight. You know, there are, of course, three parts involved here. We have the content side, we have the teachers, and we have the learners. And so now the question is, if we switch perspective, and just talk about the instructors for a little bit, the teachers. And my question goes to Mr. Hendricks. So what is the situation for the instructors, right? How can they combine the curriculum and the new technologies into a successful teaching style or teaching pedagogy? Can you share your own thoughts on this?
Okay, thank you for this question. Good morning, respected guests, teachers, and panelists here. I'm so sorry for my voice. You know, I got throat infection 2 days ago, so I will do my best. In the beginning, I would like first to extend my gratitude to Huawei for inviting us to this summit and engaging in such, nice discussion and sharing our experience and learning from the teachers here. So let's back to your question. Yeah, I agree with you that Bahrain students, specifically Bahrain Polytechnic students, has achieved remarkable outcomes, remarkable results in the Huawei competition. Since the beginning, the first version in 2015, up to the last year, and hopefully, inshallah, this year, we will do, inshallah, excellent job. So there are, I can summarize three factors for good results for Bahrain students. The first, let's say, factor, which is very important, is our university teaching philosophy. As Mr. Himanshu in his presentation was talking about practice-based learning. So we are implementing this in our university, but we call it sometimes problem-based learning or project-based learning, as the respected Indonesian guy was talking about project-based learning, or sometimes I can call it learning by doing. So this educational approach actually, it aligns with the Huawei curriculums, where the students are learning by doing, by emphasize on the labs, hands-on activities. The generation now, I call it Z generation, feeling bored after, let's say, 15 minutes of lecturing. So now you have to make the learning is fun, as the other Indonesian guy was saying, you have to make it fun. So away from the traditional teaching, so we have to adapt, the practical sessions where students do problem-based learning, project-based learning through the semester, so which is aligns with Huawei curriculum. So the second factor for this achievement actually is the support from Huawei Bahrain, who, let's say, organize so many sessions, practical sessions for our students, Bahrain Polytechnic students, using the physical equipment, using the network simulation. So this is enhance their skills, their hands-on practical, skills for achieving such, big success in the Huawei ICT competition. So the last factor, which is, for me, I consider it, which is the main reason for this success, which is, the partnership between Bahrain Polytechnic and the industry. So usually, every year, we have two big meetings. We call them Curriculum Advisory Group meeting, where we invite, hundreds of industry partners, to take their feedback about our curriculum. So we will take, their feedback about the latest technology and then update our curriculum based on the feedback from the industry. So during the last 3 years, actually we received so many input about utilizing Huawei technologies, equipment in the industry. So actually this is the motivation. I usually tell my students, look to the industry and see how Huawei equipment technology is doing. So this is actually the motivation for my students to engage in such competition or doing the certification. So this is actually the main reason, and I will give you actually one real examples about Huawei curriculum, about Huawei certification. Like 2 months ago, one of my students came to me who already graduated 2 years ago, and he was telling me, thank you for letting me to join Huawei competition. I told him, okay, why? What's the reason behind this? He said, he's working in big ISP company in Bahrain, and he said now they are implementing the Huawei technology as MBLS, in their networks. So he was the first guy who get the idea, who was, practicing, who was learning, understanding, these technologies. So these are the main reasons, the 3 reasons for behind the success story in Bahrain Polytechnic. And just one more last point I want just to add, being here in this competition, actually, we are all winners, regardless, the first position or the second or the third. Even those students who were in the national competition also, I think they are winners, because those students now exploit, the technology about Huawei, and of course, these skills will help them to satisfy the demand of the job markets, and of course, it will ease the way for getting the jobs. And thank you. This is my point of view. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Omar. I thought that you have outstanding results on ICT competition, though I see that in course curriculum integration you have the same actual achievements. Great. And still, I think Mr. Weldon Hedricks also has something to share with us about course integration, which is done in South Africa. Maybe you can share your own experience as well for course integration and how you can involve materials from platform with the university content.
Thank you. Welcome, Ni hao, everyone. I think from perspective from Cape Peninsula University, we have an IT department, which I'm from, and the Faculty of Informatics and Design. So I think when all the speakers spoke today, I captured 4 main items that I just want to talk about. And I think the number one thing is industry partnerships. This is where a company like Huawei could teach lectures and show them the new innovative technologies like AI and big data and IoT. And that would allow them to embed that into a curriculum. But it also means that, number 2, you would have to use something which we use at CPUT, which is called a industry exposure. Sorry, no, not the industry exposure, a work integrated learning, which is where we send our students to the industry after 6 months, which is the second semester, which is the first semester they do the theory. And then we also have it's almost like a talent pool, but it's where we have the industry involved. And this is what we use, where we invite all the industry members to come to the university and to the department, and each member brings feedback on what is happening in the industry and the latest technology trends. And with that, you could create a curriculum that's industry-driven in order to bridge the gap between the industry and academia. And I think the other point I want to mention is practical learning is very important. So when you have a capstone project, you could get students and learners to actually create real-life projects, project-based learning, so to say, where they could use technologies like the Huawei cloud and build real applications using the operating system. Developers could do something on the cloud in order to have a real-life project. And I think one of the presenters showed that previously on one of the slides, where they mentioned that this could be a research output as well as getting more patents and things like that. And I think the last part is to make sure, or the second last part is to make sure the faculty stays up to date. The trainer that we have at Huawei, where we send lectures for training, upskill them and making sure that they're up to date with the industry latest technologies and trends. That will also enhance our curriculums to improve it and have a better output of our students, so that the students, when they go out to the industry, they also have soft skills that have learned through these industry qualification as these programs with companies like Huawei. And I think the last part is to invite your industry professionals also to your campuses. That will also help you to, they could be invited as a adjunct professor, where they are involved in your curriculum and they get involved with your students and learn more about that. And I think in conclusion, I want to say that if you make the university curriculum more dynamic and industry relevant, we will better equip our students for the future. And that will bridge the gap between academia and industry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think the next question can be really attached to it quite closely, because you mentioned new ways to actually conveying knowledge to the students, but of course the person conveying that knowledge to the students is the teacher. So the teacher also needs to be several steps ahead of the student in terms of the pedagogy maybe, and also like if it comes to competency-based learning or so, to ideas of how to convey the knowledge. Now in a sector that is moving so quickly as the ICT sector, the question is what needs to be done so that the teachers are ahead of the curve basically when it comes to teaching the students. And so my question here goes to our guest from Egypt, Professor Abdelaziz Osman. What are the ways that you can think about to develop continuously the ICT skills of teachers and just to keep them ahead of the curve of the development so they can be good teachers?
I would like, firstly, to show my experiment with Huawei Talent platform. Helped me to obtain, as an instructor, obtain HCIA and HCIB certificate in different fields like the datacom and security and WLAN. I think that Huawei Talent platform has helped students to take more certificates with videos that delivered by HQ experts, and I would like to extend sincere thanks to Huawei for its support and delivered us Huawei Talent platform that helped us to take more certificates, especially on different levels such as datacom and so on. And I would like to thank Huawei ICT Academy Egypt that offered us many programs like ITB program that helped us to reach and train and recruit our students in our university, South University in Egypt. Nowadays we included our Huawei materials on our courses on university, especially practical parts on our labs that help students to employed on Egypt office on Egypt office, and I think that is a bridge to market and make students and make the students to recruit more rapidly and adapt with ICT new technologies that help us to more reach market rapidly. Finally, I would like to extend and thank Huawei for its support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think all on this panel, they possibly agree in agreement that this is also something interactive. I, as a professor, I feel oftentimes most inspired by students, right, who challenge me with new ideas I didn't think about in my entire career, right? And suddenly you have a student that provides an incentive to you as a professor, even to develop further, so right, and to think new about things. So I think this is really an interactive process, and this brings me to my last question here to one of our speakers, and this question will go to our guest from Bahrain, Dr. Omar Bani Fayyad, and it brings us also from the ICT Academy to the ICT competition. So the ICT competition is something that is much more interactive, as I just said, and it gives the students an opportunity just also to showcase their talent, their creativity. So I just wanted to emphasize here that Huawei also does not forget about, maybe challenging or supporting the soft skills of students, right? Creativity, critical thinking, that's as essential as like the technological knowledge, right? Or the application-based knowledge. And so the ICT competition is a fantastic opportunity, I think, for students to network, to showcase their talents, their creativity. And so students from Bahrain, I'm told they have always performed exceedingly well in those competitions. So can you just give us a little bit of a background where this success comes from?
So, Dr. Omar, you should once again share with us your techniques and methods, how your students come here every year and come for our global final. Have you some special techniques and methods for that?
Yeah, as I said before, yeah, it's about, so many factors, but, I can summarize it quickly, these factors. It's about, problem-based learning, learning by doing, hands-on activities, for our students. The partnership now with Huawei, we, let's say, signed an MOU with Huawei, and they already built, let's say, a physical lab, equipment lab, and, to enhance the skills of our students. Also, Huawei practical sessions from Huawei Bahrain for our students. So I think these factors is is the motivation for our students to involve in such competition, like prestigious global competition. Yeah, this is the summary of the factors.
So
thank you.
This is like teacher and student total dedication to this result orientation, as I say. Professor Thomas, I think maybe we have some questions from the audience, because I do remember that Saudi Arabia and Madagascar, the speakers were going to have some questions for our speakers and moderators, maybe.
If somebody wishes to, I think there is a hand
yes.
up, right?
Would you pass the microphone, please? Okay. If you could come a little bit closer, I would pass you my microphone as well. Could you? The question was from that part. Yes. Just a moment. There, we'll pass you the microphone now. You will also, okay.
Yeah. My name is Dr. Fahim, and I'm Associate Professor at Mehran UAT, Pakistan. So my question is that one of the objectives of IASCs is to develop new academies. However, the stats show that only few subset of academies regularly outperform. So would you highlight what strategies could be put into place to uplift underperforming academies?
So that, I'm suppose, the question to me, because it's regarding IC, right? Yeah, actually, thank you for that question, and actually for the opportunity to answer this question here. Because, today Himanshu Mahajan presented our ecosystem, and actually he shared that we have more than 2,200 ICT academies. Would we suppose that Huawei can manage and deal with them and support them by ourselves? Yes, we need partners. Of course, for that we need partners, and I would call partners friends. Those are our ISC. So this partnership development is also one of the key focuses. So we do need ICT academies like be promoted to become IC so that to support us in supporting, managing operation of other academies. So I do think that in Pakistan we will have, because of the population, and hope that we will have more IC partnerships, and would even be grateful if you are, as far I know, want to in future to become the one. So we will welcome you in that initiative.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one more question, but later on.
Thank you. Are there any more? Yes, I see Asma. Question from you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Asma, Talent Manager from Egypt office. I need to ask one question to you, Tamara. And now we are talking about instructor enablement and how can they involve more in our cooperation and develop. So how they can involve in development in the content. So because all of them, they are experts, they have more knowledge from different vendors. So now they just involving in translation or using local language to customization. That is enough or need more involvement, maybe for the content itself, maybe more in another involvement. So we need to think about how to involve all the experts worldwide with HQ to develop more in content, in material, in something like that. So if we think about how we can make a project worldwide to learn or to have a more expert from our expert, this will be professional. Thank you so much.
Yeah, actually, thank you for one more fantastic question. And I would say that this is great, gives me one more opportunity to share that the course development together as the localization project was one of the key strategies of talent development department this year of Enterprise PG. So in this kind of focus, only like inside we may know how many efforts we put into the process of localization, as you may have seen on the slides. So many languages, the key courses have been translated. Though we understand that we will never stop in that process, that this process will continue further. And as you know, like talent managers from different countries are like welcome to make further localization of the project. And actually we this year are going further to, because you know the courses are not on the current version, although the technologies are changing, course content is changing. It means the certification standards with the same, we will do the localization. So we are just doing it like in time with the course development. So the question that you mentioned is also very much important, because the project of mutual efforts with academy teachers to develop like a course which is more focused on this or that country is our also first priority. And actually the company is doing the project of investment in that direction, and we have the certain team which is responsible to manage and like successfully manage this project. And as we discussed with Egypt, we would like to, as we know that you are growing very fast, your ecosystem is very mature, we want to do this project with your academies, and we will trace that issue together with you. And thank you for that great question, Asma.
May I add something to it?
Yes, Mr. Suresh.
Quickly.
Yes.
People always ask, how do we be successful in many things? They tend to forget about the soft skills. You always tell your learners not to worry about, I need to win a first prize, second prize, or third prize. They need to work on the processes. The processes are working together, be there on time. They never give up. You know, whenever trouble comes, learn from it. So don't be down on that. So when you do the process right, then the rewards will come after that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. That was a very nice, I think, concluding note. I just would like to, again, thank all the attendees and the esteemed panelists here to have contributed to this discussion. There will be more time for those in the audience who have more questions to engage with the speakers later today. And I just wanted to commend Huawei on the ICT Academy, on the idea. I learned a lot today about it. But I just wanted to remind all of us that this is all about like the students, the people, and somebody mentioned it of the previous speakers, it's about changing their lives. And I think that's also the most rewarding fact that can happen to teachers if they see the students have a successful life and career, and years later they come back and thank us as their professors. So I think we would all want Huawei to continue this effort and to give people opportunities in the future. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Professor Thoma. Thank you, our dear guests. I think this was a very passionate and very good discussion for today. And finally, we're like short of time, as I may see, and I think we will further during the year and many years, we will develop together the ecosystem, and I hope that we will do it with your kind support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's give them a warm applause. Thanks for their sharing and perspective. Thank you. Okay, you can be seated. Thank you. Thank you, all the guests. Yes, please be seated. Thank you so much. Thanks for their sharing. I think their views of today can not only better promote the cultivate ICT talents, but also play a great role in promoting the development of the industry. Thank you again for their sharing for professional views. Good times are always short. Today's summit is coming to an end. Give a round of applause for the presenter who had come on the stage and shared with us. And also, thanks for your attendance. Thank you.